Welcome to a special bonus episode of Sideline Judgment. My name is Sergio.
My name is Tyler.
And what you're about to hear is our live, unfiltered takeaways from the wonderful Florida 24-13 victory against Auburn in the Swamp. We are currently in Gainesville. What you're about to hear is first pregame. Excuse me, I have my voice. Oof. First
if you can't tell our voices.
Oh yeah, and we'll talk about that later on. What you're going to hear first is pregame. Tyler, myself, and friend of the pod, Michael Phillips, talking about basically what we think is going to happen and what needs to happen. Getting Michael's insight on that, and then after that, you're going to be hearing what we're about to record right now, which is our unfiltered, emotional takeaways from not only the game itself, but homecoming and being back in the Swamp. So, without further ado, enjoy the bonus pod. Welcome to Sideline Judgment. My name is Sergio.
My name is Tyler.
And today we are joined by a special guest, friend of the pod, Michael Phillips of 1010XL, Jacksonville, Florida. Michael, how you doing?
I'm doing great, man. How y'all doing?
It's good to see you again.
Good to see you.
Yeah, man.
We are
It's been a
on
minute.
site. We are on campus at the University of Florida. We just got done with game day.
Yes,
it's good
we
to
did.
be back home.
We'd like to
great.
issue a formal apology to Kirk Herbstreit. He ended up picking Florida, which is
I was
something
shocked.
none of us
nervous.
saw.
I'm
None of
very
us saw
nervous
coming.
now.
Emmett Smith was the guest picker. Love to see it happen. Michael, we want to have you on real quick just because before the game starts, right? We want to give our listeners a good perception of how we feel before the game starts. What do you think will happen in this wonderful Florida-Auburn game? 3:30 CBS game of the week. Game day is here. All that jazz. It's currently 12:10 p.m. day of the game. What do you think is going to happen today?
First of all, I think the crowd right here is going to play a huge factor, especially early in the game. If the crowd can get into it early in the game, I think that can really play a factor later on. Usually teams on the road, the first quarter, it's a little much for them, especially since Auburn has this, freshman quarterback in Bo Nix, who's never been in an environment like this.
Yeah.
And
now we talked on the pod earlier this week. We talked about how Bo Nix going into Kyle Field at Texas A&M. While it was a big deal, it's nothing
like
And
compared
also,
to what he's going to experience today.
Exactly.
He didn't really play that well. He played fine, but he threw for less than 100 yards.
Yeah, and Sans a trick play in the first quarter to Anthony Schwartz.
Yeah.
He didn't really do much.
From what I've seen so far is Gus Malzahn, who has taken over the play calling, has been magical so far this season. And he's put Bo Nix in those positions to where everyone thinks he's successful. Now, to his credit, Bo Nix doesn't really get rattled. So I'm curious to see how he'll handle this type of pressure.
Agreed.
But I think a big key in the game is getting to him quickly. Bo Nix has a 5 quarterback rating on a scale of 100 when he's pressured. It's absolutely incredible. He goes from very good to great to absolutely terrible. He's bottom 5 in the country in QBR when he feels pressure.
And
right
something
now,
that's going to help us with that is the addition of Jabari Zuniga, who's coming back from injury today, pairing up with Jonathan Grenard on the other side of the line.
I think that you have to remember is that as good as he's played, he's still a freshman.
Yeah,
exactly.
And a freshman can only be so good.
Exactly.
And I think he shows those qualities that he's not really going to get rattled. I don't think he will get rattled, but I think maybe his teammates around him, if they can't find that success, especially in the run game, I think that is the biggest key, is can Florida stop Auburn's running game? They average 250 yards a game, one of the best under Gus Malzahn, and that's his trick. Gus needs to run the ball to be successful. Kind of like Mullen's kind of the same way. He has to run the ball to be really successful. So far, Mullen's been able to figure out how to find ways to win games without being able to run because of Michael Piron, the offensive
with a
line,
backup quarterback,
being how they have been all season,
right,
with the backup quarterback and Kyle Trask, who has been arguably better than Felipe Franks, at least so far this season, just running the offense a little bit better.
I think we can debate that ad nausea, but I
think he fits a little bit better for what Mullen wants to do. But going back to it, the key, I think, number one overall is stopping Auburn on the ground. If they can get into some obvious passing situations, 3rd and 7 or longer, then I think Florida's defense can really key off Grenard, Zuniga back. You get C.J. Henderson and Marco Wilson on the outside. Henderson's back. It's the first time Henderson and Wilson have played in an SEC game together.
Yeah. With the exception of one, it's been one snap against Kentucky last year.
Exactly.
That's all they've had. Michael, before we let you go and before we kind of get back to tailgating, what's your prediction for today? Take your Florida bias out of it. We're all decked head to toe in Florida gear.
Yeah.
We all look great, by the way.
We look incredible. The drip is incredible, I want to say.
I may have to get one of these throwback jerseys.
Thank you. These are so cool. I am rocking that throwback jersey. Michael, what is your prediction for today?
Okay, so Score-wise, I think it'll be 21-20 Florida. And I think Florida...
1 point game.
Florida gets into the end zone while Auburn has to settle for field goals. Florida's red zone defense has been second in the country. They've given up yardage at times. Their third down defense is not the best, although they've gotten a lot of turnovers on third down. They're kind of boomer bust on that down. But when they get into the red zone, when everything's kind of smaller, the space is smaller, they've been absolutely lights out. So I think that's going to play the difference in the game. Auburn's going to kick field goals while Florida's able to get in the end zone. It'll still be a defensive battle, but I think Florida's able to just pull away. That crowd, I think, is going to play a huge factor.
You bring up a good point, because I think that this is the best defense Auburn will have faced.
Yes.
This is the best defense that Florida will have faced.
This might be the best defense that Auburn faces the entire year.
Both teams may face the entire year.
This may be the best defensive game. If you are allegedly betting on this game, I would allegedly bet the under. Just want to let you guys know.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Although it's too late now because you're listening to this the week after, but whatever. Here it is. Michael, thank you so much for being on the pod. We're going to get back to tailgating.
Yeah,
we're not biased, but this week specifically, go Gators. Let's go.
Gators.
Tyler, we did it, baby.
Oh my gosh, I'm so exhausted.
Tyler, not only have we survived.
In such a great way.
Not only have we survived on the field with a victory against Auburn 24-13, but we've survived a treacherous, long journey home. And we're finally back, my friend.
It is truly a homecoming for your boys. We are back in Gainesville. College game day was in Gainesville. It was an electric atmosphere.
Incredible.
The swamp is back.
This is, and I said this immediately after the game ended. This is Mullen's statement win. This right here, this is the Gators are back. Did we play the best football? No, we didn't.
Absolutely
not. No, we did not. But you know what? We never flinch.
No.
This hold the rope mentality that this team has is incredible.
Yeah.
I would much rather win 10 games sloppy than
only 8 fancy.
Only 8 fancy, exactly.
I agree. The biggest thing I can say, that encapsulates that entire don't flinch, hold the rope mentality is Kyle Trask going out with an MCL sprain and then coming back. And let me tell you guys, when Kyle Trask came out of that locker room right before the second half, the stadium, which had already been crazy, just erupted. It erupted. It went electric.
It also helped that Emery came in and he didn't miss a beat.
Yeah, he was fine.
He was throwing the ball. He was doing well.
And stressful game at times, but it's odd is that you could feel Auburn finding footing at times, but Florida was for the most part in control. I would pretty much the entire game.
I would even drop for the most part. I think we never lost. We never trailed. We were always leading in the game. We clearly had Bo Nix rattled. Clearly, he was doing things where they're on the first drive. The first drive was a quick 3 and out, and that's what we said going into the game.
You have to help stop them from getting fast started.
You cannot let Auburn get that momentum. Yeah. Okay.
I think that a lot of that, and we saw it several times. There were several false starts and delay of game penalties on Auburn that I believe were directly responsible for the crowd.
That's us.
And the crowd was incredible. It was one of the largest that's ever been at the Swamp, over 90,000.
I think the second or third.
Up there. It's pretty up there. And I just think that I'm very proud of student section showing up.
Yeah,
early.
Baby, on time.
But look at what happens when you have a good competitive game.
And also not at noon.
Yeah. And we just found out recently that Gators is going to have their third college game day appearance at Baton Rouge next week.
First one was Miami in Orlando. Second one was the one here in Gainesville yesterday. And the third one will be, like you said, next week in Death Valley.
Yeah. I'm a little surprised that it's not Red River, but I'm okay with it.
I am surprised it's not Red River. And justice for Red River, in my opinion.
Yeah. But I'm excited. This team, those throwback unis looked clean.
Those throwback uniforms. To the dismay of my cousin Vinny, who texted me, ugly uniforms, to which I responded, I'm literally wearing the jersey.
Yes. Somebody tweeted, I saw this morning, somebody tweeted Scott Strickland saying we should wear these throwback unis for every homecoming game.
Oh, that would be
awesome. And he was like, "That's an interesting idea." He didn't dismiss it.
Oh man,
we will see. We shall see.
Tyler, any last takeaways from the atmosphere of the game? Because we'll go into depth about specifics on this week's pod.
I think that the atmosphere was definitely a part of this game. Mm-hmm. It's very when the Florida is good, the Swamp is one of the most difficult places to play in the country.
Agreed.
The fans are a humongous part of that. The energy was incredible from start to finish, especially on the 64-yard touchdown to Freddie Swain to open up the game. Place was intense. We had a great time. We were with a bunch of our friends. We were all on a block together. Absolutely incredible experience. Obviously better because we won, but it would have been incredible either way. Everything in Gainesville from the moment the game started, the moment the day started, was great. So many tailgates, so many great people, so many people having fun. I didn't really have any problem with any of the Auburn fans that I met.
No, there was an Auburn fan actually in the theater block. She's a friend of one of the theater people, and she was great. She understood, she knew where she was, and she didn't like.
She wasn't mean about it.
She wasn't mean about it. Exactly.
Yeah, she took it well. Yeah. Is very very and just an incredible experience. Very very happy to have been home.
Very
in Gainesville for this.
Let me tell you, kind of make it emotional. The end of the third quarter had me truly feeling some type of way, because not only did a friend of the pod, Michael Phillips, end up coming in and watching the second half with us, came into our section. It was a moment where you truly believed that we were a community and a family of 90,000 people together. It was incredible.
That's one of the things that make college football great.
Yep.
We love our traditions.
We love our traditions. We love our school.
We love our school, and
we love our team.
Just incredible experience. 10 out of 10. Would recommend.
I just want to last thing before we go. When your team's undefeated, you sleep like a baby. Boy, did I sleep good last night.
Oof. Yeah.
Hey, happy bowl eligibility.
Happy bowl eligibility. Only halfway through the season. Already 6-0.
Already 6-0.
Talk to me when your team is on HBO, has had 3 college game day appearances in one season, and is 6-0. So
that's how we do it.
That's how we do it, baby.
I think that's it for our immediate emotional reactions. Be on the lookout for a regularly scheduled episode of Sideline Judgment later this week, where we will talk about the specifics of the Auburn game, and Joe Burrow and why he strikes a little bit of fear into at least me.
Very, very true.
So without that, Tyler signing off from Gainesville, Florida. This has been another bonus episode of Sideline Judgment. My name is Sergio.
My name is Tyler.
And we are not biased, but go Gators.
Go freaking Gators.